So what if we don't need any more rumors of the Pixel 7a at this point already? Because yes, you guessed it, a Pixel 7a was already caught in video, confirming a lot of what we heard. Samsung's first look event at CES was so packed that I'm thinking of just splitting it into segments. And the same goes for AMD, which just stole the show with its new chips to rival Apple Silicon. I'm Jaime Rivera, and well, this is finally CES day one after being here for the past three. But anyways, this is Pocketnow Daily, powered by blurry. All right, the official news today are a lot. Let's just begin with the fact that the OnePlus 11 just got launched in the Chinese market. And don't worry about the lack of Pro in its name, because trust me, this phone has all the flagship components. The OnePlus 11 is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that you could pair with up to 16 gigs of RAM and up to half a terabyte of storage. It has a 6.7-inch LTPO 3.0 AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. The Hasselblad camera set on the back has been upgraded to a 50-megapixel main Sony IMX890 sensor, and it has a 48-megapixel ultra-wide-angle shooter with autofocus that allows you to use that as a macro camera along with a 32-megapixel telephoto camera. The battery of this phone is a 5,000 milliamp hour unit, which is like its predecessor, but then it supports 100-watt wired charging. Finally, what's crazy better with this phone is that it comes in two colors, green and black, but then pricing is $580 if you do the Chinese conversion. Obviously, that could change when it moves overseas. We're still like a month away from the global launch, so it might take some time for us to confirm the specs. Moving on, let's talk about Samsung and some pretty interesting monitors that were introduced during the first day of CES. Listen, I lost count on the amount of models that were presented in total. The TVs were also hot, but let me just start with a few because they're all hot. The flagship model for gamers is the Odyssey Neo G9, and I know the OLED is also hot, but this one is a 57-inch LCD panel with a resolution of 7680 by 2160, which if you do the math is two 4K UHD monitors placed side by side, along with 240Hz refresh rate. Powering this resolution and refresh rate is a combo that also brings the first DisplayPort 2.1 connector, which offers a crazy bandwidth of 54 gigabits per second. This new technology is so crazy that only AMD's Radeon RX 7900 XTX and the 7900 XT graphics cards are able to support the standard. Samsung also announced the Viewfinity S9 for creative professionals, and it will compete directly with Apple's Studio Display. It has a 27-inch 5K LCD panel with a resolution of 5120 by 2880. The monitor has a built-in color management feature, which has the ability to calibrate it using your smartphone or Samsung Smart Calibration application. The Viewfinity S9 also features USB-C and Thunderbolt 4 connectors, making it ideal for PCs, Macs, and even iPad Pros. All right, let me breathe in for this other one. Let's talk about AMD and their new Ryzen 7040 series of processors for ultra-thin notebooks that the company claims will compete with Apple's M1 Pro and M2 chips. The Ryzen 9 7940HS is the flagship of the family thanks to its 8 cores, 16 threads, and 5.2 GHz boost speeds. During the announcement, AMD CEO Lisa Su made some really bold claims about the performance, saying that this new chip is 30% faster than the M1 Pro chip. In more specific tasks, AMD stated that the Ryzen 9 7940HS is 34% faster in multiprocessor workloads than the M1 Pro and 20% faster than the latest M2 in AI tasks. Energy efficiency is one of the fundamental things that Apple Silicon provides, and AMD claims that the new Ryzen 7040 series will offer 30+ hours of video playback in ultra-thin notebooks. The company also added Ryzen AI, which is a dedicated AI engine that makes the chips 50% more energy efficient. To showcase the new chip's performance, AMD compared it to Intel chips and the M1 Pro, and well, the results were rather interesting as, well, they were showed on stage and the crowd could see how the other chips lagged behind AMD's new powerhouse. However, they did not put it against Apple's most powerful chip, which is currently the M1 Max. So we could assume that it's still entirely not there. We'll see. I mean, this looks pretty promising. Apparently we'll get it in commercial laptops by March of this year. That's pretty hot. Today's episode of the Pocketnow Daily is sponsored by blurry. We just spent some quality time at their booth here at CES 2023 having a look at their new EP900. Think of this as modular energy. That's enough to power your whole house, which is a good thing to consider with the latest winter power outages. Using sine wave output, you can go from 9 kilowatt hours with a single B500 battery all the way up to 39.6 with 8 B500 batteries. This is a simple, all-in-one energy storage system that can be integrated into your house using solar-powered systems or even AC wiring that switches instantly, pretty much like a UPS when power fails. It's easy to install indoors or outdoors, and you can move it around, so no need for wall mounting. Best of all, you get a 10-year warranty, and you can also use the Bluetti application to monitor the system remotely. Click the first link in the description to learn more about what makes the modular Bluetti EP900 with B500 batteries so special. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Google and the upcoming Pixel 7a, because, I mean, guess what? We have the first hands-on video that confirms some of its specifications. According to the most recent rumors, Google will announce their new phone at their annual developer conference, Google I/O, which happens in May. But hey, today we pretty much already got to see what we can expect from the phone on a blurry hands-on video that originated in Vietnam, and yeah, that's where the Pixel 4a was leaked as well. From previous renders, we knew that we would get a device heavily inspired by the design of the Pixel 7 series as usual, but on the front is where we can notice this is the cheapest phone of the family because the bezels look interesting. Could be that this is not the case in the end, but again, it's just from the leaks. From the video, we can also notice that the unit that is being held has 90 Hz refresh rate on the screen. That is evidenced by the toggles shown on the settings. For now, we don't have more information about the specs, but from previous leaks, we do hear that we're getting a full HD Plus display, dual rear cameras, wireless charging capped at 5 watts, and an on-display fingerprint sensor. We'll keep you posted when we get any new information, but anyways, in today's question, let us know, I mean, how much would you be willing to pay for that Pixel 7a? Because, listen, in my case, I think the success of this lineup relies on the price being the same, but that's just me. Leave us a comment down below, we'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate the schedule for CES this year. It's just so weird. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.